everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be discussing what I do every single time I log on in Palia. So these are going to be my dailies and things that I recommend you do as well every single time you play this game. That way you keep up with the lore, you keep up with your skills, and most importantly, you accomplish the little things that are available to you every single day. So one of the first things I do every single time I log into Palia is take care of my garden. Gardening skill is very slow to level up. It's basically just from harvesting your crops. So I really try to constantly be taking care of my garden, constantly refilling it whenever there are crops that I have harvested and they are no longer available. Apple trees, blueberry bushes, pepper bushes, stuff like that. You do get multiple harvests from. But things like potatoes and such, you do have to continually replant. I am almost always making at least potato seeds, if not apple tree seeds, just because these are things that I'm constantly putting in my preserve jars and making extra money off of. Not only replanting things, but of course, watering everything. I highly recommend once you get enough levels, depending on where your garden is on your plot, to invest in the well, which is super nice for refilling right next to your garden. But of course, if your garden is next to any water source on your plot, makes it a little bit easier, but I love the aesthetics of having a well on my property near my garden. I just think it's a really cute little detail. And of course, too, with gardening, I always fertilize my crops. It's super easy to get fertilizer. Just use your worm farms. And at 6 a.m. every day in Palia, you'll be able to do this process over and over again, and you'll be leveling up your gardening in no time and also getting a ton of produce that you can either make into preserves, use in recipes, or just simply sell. The next thing I do every single day that I play Palia is go to Zeki's shop and purchase something. Whenever you make a purchase at Zeki's shop, you have a chance of obtaining lucky coins. It is one per day in real life days. I always just buy a bunch of bug bombs because I'm always catching bugs, but you can then use the lucky coins in the lucky box, or the gumball machine as I always call it, and you have a chance of getting plushies, some rare furniture like the Valley Sunrise. You can get this little lucky Zeki. You can get all kinds of things from this. And like I said, you only get one lucky coin per day, so being that it's in real life days, I highly recommend making some sort of purchase from his shop once a day, especially because lucky coins are $10,000 in the underground. So doing this once a day, if you do it every day of the month, that's like 30 lucky coins that you get for free. Well, not for free, but you know what I mean. Way less than $10,000. Following up from there, the next thing I usually do is look for the Kilima and Bahari rummage piles. The Kilima piles spawn in a couple different locations. One of them being over here by this tree. I'll pull it up on the map. It's about in this area here. It's not spawning there today. Another area that it can spawn is on these little hills here. In this kind of area here in the Mirror Fields. Right here in this area overlooking the village. On this plateau is another area that the rummage pile can spawn. Oh, and here is the pile right here. This is on top of this little mountain above Leafhopper Hills. These piles can have furniture, they can have crops, they can have forageables, all kinds of things. Let's see what we get this time. A bright shroom. Well, it's not the most useless item. A lot of the times I just get corn. But the final area that this rummage pile can spawn is right down here by these trees near the dock. It'll be like right in this area here. This is where it is on the map. And that's the other area that it can spawn in Kilima. So let's head over to Bahari so we can look for the rummage pile there. So Bahari rummage piles are found along the shoreline. So I always just come up to the very top, because sometimes it'll be around this log, and just work my way down the shoreline until I find the rummage pile. And there it is here. This is what they look like in Bahari. Same deal as Kilima. You can get some furniture. You can get some crops, forageables, all kinds of things. So let's see what we are going to get this time. 1 blueberries. Don't know why that's plural, but unfortunately we didn't get anything too interesting today. And like the Zeki's Lucky Coins, these only spawn in once every real life day. So at midnight, this resets. Another thing I do every single day is create passive income. This includes making leather out of animal hides, making silk fabric out of silk thread, smelting down any ores that I have, iron, pallium, silver, gold, always having these smelters going because this makes super easy money and it's way better than just throwing away any of your stone or your iron ore that you're not using. I'm constantly smelting these down. Even glass bulbs, these sell for such more of a markup than the stone. Value of one stone is 1. Value of glass is 13. Value of light bulbs is 34. So right there shows the price markup there. And yes, it does require a couple stones to make, but you are going to be increasing your price margins. Another way to do passive income is going to be preserve jars. So you are going to want to use apples. Potatoes have an incredible markup for some reason. So I'm constantly keeping these running with either blueberries, like I said, apples, pretty much anything will give you a price markup from just selling the original produce. And these do take a while to finish. So as you can see, like 53 minutes for one. So this is a great way to always make sure that these are filled so you can get all of these to sell. And so if I go over here to sell these, right there is almost 30K that I am making from my preserves jars. Another thing I do almost every single day is I cook a couple meals. Not only do a lot of villagers ask for these for gifts, but also just to keep my focus up so my levels go up quicker. And I usually look for the ones that are a little bit more rare or complex. I usually stick to the 3-tiered one unless I'm cooking with friends, just because these ones have higher focus, but they don't require as many steps as the epic complexities. And of course, cooking is a lot easier when you do have friends to do so with, but if you just do like 2 to 3 a day, you're going to improve your cooking skill and you're also going to have things to keep your focus bar up. And this is also why tending your garden is important, because a lot of the crops that you grow are going to be used in cooking recipes. And also why it's important to stop over at Zeki's shop, because you can buy the seeds, you can buy oils, salt, all the other things that you will need for cooking. And I usually, like I said, just repeat that process a couple times and then I'll have a full inventory. Well, not full. If you got a full inventory, you're cooking a lot. But I will have a full thing of meals, so that way I'll be set for the day of any skills I want to improve. Another thing to do every single day in Palia, and this is in Palia days, is talking to villagers, especially the ones that I don't have a certain level of friendship with or certain level of relationship with. This not only gives you more quests and little side things to do, but it also builds your relationships with them. And that includes also asking what they want for gifts for the week. So you really want to always ask this, because you'll learn about what other villagers want. You'll learn about what the actual villager wants. And you unlock really cool items that are only unlocked through talking to the villagers and improving your friendship levels. And if you are ever unsure of what to get for your villagers and how much it's going to excite them that you get them it, you can use this Paliapedia tracker, but it's literally just called paliapedia.com/tools/weekly-once. And you can see here what every single villager wants. If they have the double thumbs up, that means they really want that, which is going to give you even more friendship points. So this is just a great little tool to see. If you don't feel like going around and asking every villager what they want, use this tool here to see what they all really would love to have. And if you're like me and you hoard everything, chances are you probably have a lot of their wants in your inventory. And so now that we've gathered a lot of gifts, we can go and deliver them to the villagers. And so when you do talk to them with the gifting option, it will highlight over what they want. If you have achieved that from them, like if you asked them and they told you what you want. If you have not gotten them to tell you that, which this is why I like the tracker of gift giving, you'll have to like look on there to know. But as you can see, it will increase the friendship level. I do have a lot of villagers. I believe everyone except for Subira maxed out in terms of friendship levels, as you can see here. Yeah, Subira is the only one I don't have maxed out. But the ones I'm focusing on other than her are the actual relationships. The only one that I've accepted I'm never going to get is Einar's because he's like a robot and I just don't want to romance a robot. But that's just me personally. I'm okay with never getting those items. And with that being said, you can only give villagers one gift per in real life day, but you can talk to them and get actual more dialogue once every Palia day, if that makes sense. So once every in real life day, you can gift them. Once every in-game Palia day, you can talk to them and achieve more dialogue, which simply talking to them also really increases your friendship over time. And once you talk to villagers, if you go into the relationships tab, you can see who all you've spoken to. So if you haven't spoken to them, they will have this little blue text bubble above them. But if you have spoken to them, that will no longer be there. Additionally, if you have gifted, you can come over here and it'll show you if you gave a daily gift. And it will also show you what you have given them and the amount of likes too. And there'll be a little check mark for what you have already gifted them. And one of the last things that I always do or try to do and accomplish throughout a week at the minimum is looking at the accomplishments page. So each week in real life, so Sunday at midnight, this resets. So what you want to look for is all the ones that you need to complete still. So like the first one here is react 5 times while doing home tours. And this one is visiting 15 homes. And you'll get little home tour tickets for that. But other ones include skill-based items. So like I have already done the catching 30 bugs. I've already done 10 uncommon bugs and catching 10 bugs with other players. But there's other ones too. So like there's cook 10 dishes, cook 3-star quality dishes, cook 3 dishes with other players, catching fish, quality fish, crafting items, finding forage, chopping trees, pretty much anything you do relating to skills in the game. You will then receive the appropriate medals. And those, of course, go into your medal collections down here. With them, there is a max of 2,000. So bear that in mind. Once you get to 2,000, you will not be able to obtain any more medals. So usually when I get to 2,000, I will go to the appropriate villager, hunting being Hassian, and I'll just buy some random stuff. Like I'll buy arrows or something like that off of them using medals. That way I'm not letting those medals go to waste that I'm earning. Right there, you see I managed to chop 10 trees down, which is super easy. So I got 40 medals for that. And now that we are back home, we have obtained our lucky coin in the mail from continuing to spend money at Zeki's shop. And if you bring that lucky coin to the gumball machine, you'll get a little, they call it a lucky box. It's a gumball to me. But if you open it, you have a chance of getting a variety of items. Let's see what we get. 5 green fireworks. Well, I'm going to sell those. And that, my friends, is my Palia dailies. I do these every single time I log into Palia. I usually do it pretty first thing when I first get on the game. But I highly recommend that you do something similar. Have a routine. Create a method of how to get things done that you want to accomplish in the game during your playthrough that day. If you guys have anything else that you do as part of your daily routine, please let me know. Maybe I'll add it to mine. I always love taking inspiration from other people and the routines that they have. But other than that, guys, that's all I have for you today. Once again, so excited for the Elder Woods. Make sure you guys check out the patch notes on that. And also, let's be friends on Palia. Since it's coming to PS5 and Xbox, please make sure that you guys add me. My name is SYRENNN. Let's be friends. I always love having more friends on this game. And also, if you are planning on getting the game or already have it or thinking about getting it, I have a refer a friend link. It's going to be linked down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for all the love and appreciation I have received on my Palia videos that I've been making. I absolutely love this game and love hearing from you guys. Let me know anything you want to hear next, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.